Hello ladies and gentlemen, Zackary here bringing you another Minecraft WW2 vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and doing a redesign for my Panther Ausf.D. The Panther is a German medium tank deployed during World War II on the eastern and western fronts in Europe from mid-1943 to the war's end in 1945. It had the Ordnance Inventory designation of SDKFC 171. It was designated as Panzerkampfwagen V, or Panther, until the 27th of February 1944 when Hitler ordered the Roman numeral V to be deleted. The contemporary English language reports sometimes refer to it as the Mark V. The Panther was intended to counter the Soviet T-34 and to replace the Panzer III and Panzer IV. Nonetheless, it served alongside the Panzer IV and the heavier Tiger I until the end of the war. It is considered one of the best tanks of World War II for its excellent firepower and protection, although its reliability was less impressive. The Panther was a compromise. While having essentially the same Maybach V12 petrol engine as the Tiger I, it had more effective frontal armor, better gun penetration, was lighter and faster, and could traverse through terrain better than the Tiger I. The trade-off was weaker side armor, which made it vulnerable to flanking fire. The Panther proved to be effective in open country and long-range engagements, but did not provide enough high explosive firepower against infantry. The Ausf.D was the first variant of the Panther to enter full production, and later on the other variants obviously came out. One of the main problems with it was obviously being the first production model. There were obviously different reliability concerns and technical glitches that basically had to be worked out with later models. However, I would say probably the Panther Ausf.D is probably the best out of all the variants due to the fact that the lack of resources Germany started to experience resulted in a loss of quality control, and basically the armor values that the earlier production models, the Ausf.D, basically, it had the best armor compared to the later production models, which basically were using cheaper and more unreliable resources to build the whole of their tanks. So Ausf.D, definitely a really cool looking vehicle, and love the way it came out, and Panther design looks really good and is going to be a great replacement for the other old aging design. So hope you guys do enjoy it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tank here, see exactly what we're building, and we'll move into the tutorial from there. One of the more iconic parts to tell the Ausf.D away apart from other Panthers is the lack of the hole-mounted machine gun up on the front. That's one of the big telltale signs. The A and G models both did have a hole-mounted machine gun. So starting off with, we have obviously the 75mm gun, the turret itself. Again, nothing fancy. Smoke dispensers on both sides of the turret. We have basically the basically the optics there for the driver and co-driver. Various little devices on the side here. If I remember correctly, I think there was a radio system on the sides, or something like that. And commander's cupola. We come back here, we have all the detail on top of the engine, which I think looks really nice, and the back here, as you can see. So, definitely a nice looking model for it, and the first Panther basically to enter production. So cool stuff there, and hopefully later on we'll see the A and G variants in the future. Anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layers 0 and 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layer, we're going to go ahead and start off layers 0, 1. To go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and placing down a row of 2 of nether brick slabs across like this, followed by 2 nether brick top slabs like that, come off those slabs going forward. We're going to go ahead and then run a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or sorry, my bad, just 8 smooth sandstone blocks. Starting at the first one here, we're going to place down a sandstone wall, like so, followed by a stripped birchwood log on the side, and we're going to go and repeat this pattern 3 more times. So sandstone wall, stripped birchwood log, sandstone wall, stripped birchwood log, sandstone wall, and a stripped birchwood log. We're going to go ahead and also replace the blocks here underneath the sandstone walls with nether brick blocks like that to go ahead and complete the look at the tracks. And on each one of these stripped birchwood logs, we're going to place down a birchwood buttons and item frames, and in those item frames we're going to place down a smooth sandstone block like that to go and make the road wheels like so. After that's done, we're going to place down a row of 2 nether brick slabs across the back here, followed by a row of 2 of nether brick top slabs like that. Cut off these 2 slabs here, we're going to place down a row of 3 of sandstone top slabs, And same thing on the front here, come off these nether brick slabs there. We're going to place down a row of 3 of smooth sandstone top slabs. We're going to then fill in the space here in between the rows with sandstone top slabs like this all the way across. And we can go ahead and then build the left side of the tracks. So the left side of the tracks here are going to be the same exact thing as the right side. I'm going to build these a little bit faster as it's the same thing on both sides here. So don't really need to go over it in extreme detail, as I've already kind of discussed it over there. And if I am going a little too fast for you, feel free to just pause the video and catch up, or just take a look at the other side. And our item frames, and our blocks to those item frames. And once we have that all done, that's going to do it there for our first layer, layer 1. Here's what it looks like from up above. Pretty straightforward stuff, and with that, let's go and move into our second layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down a row of 2 of sandstone upside down stairs on top of these nether brick top slabs like that to both sides here. And it's going to be on top of those 2 nether brick top slabs to both sides like that. We then want to go ahead and place down a birchwood sign on the outsides of the stairs, like so. And then birchwood trapdoors here on the back of the stairs. In the space in between them, we're going to place down a row 3 of sandstone stairs across, like so. After that's done, we're going to be going ahead and take our smooth sandstone. We're going to place down a row of 7 going all the way across. We're going to follow this up by a second row, a third row, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 rows across, just like that. And so we have 10 rows of 7 going all the way across, filling that whole space in. You do have quite a bit of interior for this tank, so if you do want to build an interior, I'll leave it up to you guys, but just know that you do actually have a pretty good amount of space to build one if you do want. But to go ahead and continue on, we're going to then take our birchwood trapdoors, and we're going to line them across this row of 8, or these row 10 here, and we're going to go ahead and all close them, so it looks like that for the side skirts here on the side of the tank. And same thing over here on this side, just like that. After that's finished, we're going to then take our nether brick stairs. We're going to place down a row 2 of nether brick stairs on top of those nether brick top slabs. And we want to go and then go to the space in between them. We're going to place down a sandstone stair to both sides, followed by a stone stair in the middle, like so, and a dark oak fence gate coming off the stone stair, followed by a skeleton skull coming off those 2 sandstone upside down stairs. After that's finished, we're going to go ahead and then place down a item frame, come off these 2 nether brick stairs like so. We're going to go and put a tripwire hook in the item frame and rotate it around so it's facing downwards like that. And after that's all done there, last thing we're going to do is to place down a birchwood trapdoor on the side of this nether brick stair like that to both sides. And that right there will complete what we have for layer number 2. Anyways, that's it for layer 2. Let's move on to layer number 3. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 3. Just a quick note for layer number 3 is we do have a little bit of asymmetry going on here, so just make sure you're paying close attention to what goes on which side, as stuff is a little bit different, but I'll obviously explain it pretty good in detail when we get to those parts. But to begin with, we're going to place down a birchwood pressure plate on top of these 2 sandstone upside down stairs. We then want to go and place down a row 5 of sandstone stairs across the middle here, followed by a sandstone corner stair to both sides like so. We're going to go to the stairs here. We're going to place down an item frame, a snowball on the item frames, and then we're going to place down a birchwood sign here on this this sandstone stair right there. So it's going to be to the left side of the tank. After that's done, we're going to then place down a row of 5 of smooth sandstone blocks going all the way across like so. We want to go ahead and go to both sides, and on both sides here, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick stair to both sides. Coming off the stone brick stair, we're going to place down a dark oak fence gate, which is going to be coming off the stair and facing toward it. And we want to go and then grab ourselves a item frame. We're going to place down an item frame coming off the side here of the stair. And in that item frame, we're going to place down a grindstone. So same thing here on both sides. After that's done, we're going to then place down another row of 5 of smooth sandstone across. Over here on the left side, and the left side only, we're going to place down a sandstone stair item frame. And in that item frame, we're going to put a tool, so we can go and just place down an iron shovel and rotate it around to this side like so. Over here on will be the right side, a little different. We're going to place down an anvil, and on the side of the anvil, we want to place down a dark oak sign. So just like that. And then go ahead and move on to our next row. And our row 5 of smooth sandstone across that space there. And we're going to go and then place down a stripped birchwood log over here on the right side. We're going to then place down a tripwire hook in, or come off the side here of that stripped birchwood log. And then just over here to the left side, we're going to place down a sandstone wall. And on the side of the sandstone wall, we're going to place down a birchwood sign like so. Once we get to this point, over here on the will be the right side, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 sandstone stairs back. And over here on the left side, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3 sandstone walls back, so you have a total of 4 sandstone walls. On each one of these sandstone walls, we're going to place down birchwood signs. And we can go and then take our smooth sandstone and fill in the space in between the stairs and walls like that to close the middle space off. When we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and then start over here on the right side. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 nether brick stairs back. Over here on the left side, we're going to place down 1 and 2 sandstone stairs, and then 2 nether brick stairs like that, for the nether brick stairs representing the spare tracks mounted on the side of the tank. As the Panther did have weak side armor, one of the ideas behind to add a little bit of extra protection was to put some spare tracks on there to get a few extra millimeters of protection. After that, we're going to go and then place down a row of 5 of sandstone blocks across. Once that's done, we're going to then place down a row of 2 birchwood planks here in the center, and then a sandstone block right here. And then coming off both sides of the sandstone block, we're going to place down 1 more block out to both sides, and then 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So you have basically 2 rows of 3 on both sides like that. We then want to grab ourselves some looms, and we're going to place down a loom like this in these slots right here. We're going to then take our stripped birchwood logs, and we're going to place down a stripped birchwood log like this to both sides. And again, we're going to take our looms and place them down on both sides like that. Try to have the bottom, so this line right here, closest to the inside. And then once that's done, on the back here, we're going to place down a sandstone wall, coming off these 2 nether brick stairs. Smooth sandstone block here, like that on the insides. And we're going to also place down a birchwood sign on the sides there of those blocks, just like that. And with that finished, we're going to also place down an acacia wood fence post, like this to both sides, to finish out the back there. And with that all done, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 3. And with that, we're going to move into our next layer. Actually, one last thing, we can also add a spare tool onto the right side of the tank. So right here, the sandstone stair, we'll add a shovel right there on the side as well. Anyways, that right there is going to wrap up what we have here for layer 3. Let's move on to layer 4. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we'll be moving on to layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor on top of these 2 sandstone blocks like that to both sides there. And to the sides, we're going to go and place down a redstone repeater with the notches flicked as far apart as possible. On the sandstone stairs in front of the trapdoors, we're going to place down a skeleton skull to both sides, and then a skeleton skull here at a very slight angle like that to both sides there for the viewports there for the driver and co-driver. After that's done, we're going to place down a row 3 of sandstone upside down stairs directly behind those blocks, and we're going to then take our smooth sandstone blocks, place down a row 3 across, and a sandstone wall to both sides. We're going to do the same thing again, row 3 across, sandstone wall to both sides, and then a row of 5 across of the smooth sandstone blocks, birchwood button on both ends. We're going to then place down a row of 3 across the middle here, and then a sandstone block to the side. And we're going to then place down a stripped birchwood log on its side over here to the left side. Once that's done, we're going to place down a row 3 of smooth sandstone blocks here in the middle, a sandstone wall in the corners there, and on the back here, actually, we're going to take our birchwood and we're going to replace these 2 blocks here with birchwood planks. And coming off the birchwood plank here in the middle, we're going to place down a tripwire hook to the side of it on the smooth sandstone block. We're going to place down a birchwood sign. We're going to grab a item frame, place the item frame on the side of the block, and a smooth sandstone block in the item frame, like so. We're going to go and then place down a stone button on top of these 2 stripped birchwood logs, item frames, and in that item frame, we're going to place down a iron bar. So just like that. And we also want to go ahead and place down 4 item frames, so 2 right here, 2 right here, and smooth sandstone blocks in those item frames. We're going to go ahead and also take birchwood buttons, and we're going to place down a birchwood button in the middle here, and then to the sides here, just like that, on those two. And then after that, on the back, we're going to place down a birchwood pressure plate on top of those two smooth sandstone blocks, and the wither skeletons go on top of the two acacia wood fence posts like that for the for the exhaust. And then we're going to just very simply finish this layer off by placing down a birchwood fence post on top of this sandstone stair right here. After that's all complete, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 4 for the build. Actually, one last thing, we are going to place down a birchwood trapdoor come off that sandstone stair there in the middle. Anyways, with that out of the way, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer 4. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our final layers, layers 5 through 8. I guess go ahead and move into our final layers. We have layers 5 through 8. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go to the front mantle here, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of sandstone stairs across those 3 upside down stairs. From this, we're going to go to the middle stair. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 smooth sandstone slabs going forward. We're going to go ahead and then take our nether brick slabs. We're going to place down 2 nether brick slabs like that to basically bring out our barrel. On the very tip here, on the nether brick slab, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the bottom, dark oak wood signs to both sides of this slab, and a dark oak wood sign like that on the front item frame, and a black concrete block like that in it to go and make the muzzle brake here at the front. After that, we're going to place down a birchwood sign on both sides of this smooth sandstone slab like that, item frame here on the stair, and a black concrete block in the item frame like that. After that's done, we're going to place down a row of 3 of smooth sandstone across, like so, a nether brick slab on both sides, and then come off the nether brick slab, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull and a dark oak wood sign on both sides of the slabs. Once that's done, we're going to place down another row of 3 of smooth sandstone across the middle here, followed by a sandstone wall to both ends. We're going to go and repeat this an additional time, so just like this, and we're going to do this a 3rd time, so just like that. Then on the back here, we're going to place down a row of 3 of sandstone walls, and then skeleton skulls here in the corners, just like that. And after that's done, we're going to go and then grab our iron bars. We're going to go and go to this birchwood fence post, and we're going to go up a total of 4 iron bars like that up for the radio antenna. To go ahead and complete the top of the turret, we're going to place down a smooth sandstone slab on top of this sandstone block here, and we're going to then place down a skeleton skull on each one of the blocks surrounding it like that to make the commander's cupola. We're going to then place down a birchwood trapdoor on top of this smooth sandstone block here, and to finish it all off, we're going to go and place down 2 stone buttons like that on the top there. And once you have that complete, that is going to pretty much wrap up my design here for the Panther Ausf.D. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this design and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this design, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be anything from a silent build to my channel or this video that does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett204, and I'll see you guys next time.